In this lesson, we are going to look at partial fraction with linear factor denominator. Let's try to understand the concept of a partial fraction. So if we have a fraction 5 all divided by x minus 1 times x plus 3. Now, this fraction is a sum of two separate fractions, and we can split up this fraction into their smaller unit. Now, splitting up, what we are going to do first is to first write this is the first factor plus the second factor, which is x plus 3, and introduce a constant a, b for the numerator. You also need to know that this is the left hand side of the expression, and also this is the right hand side of this fraction. So the right hand side of this fraction is just an expression of the left hand side of the fraction. That's what we need to take note of. Second, we also see that the denominator at the left hand side is also the same as the denominator on the right hand side. So we can say that the denominator are identical. Since the denominator are identical, we also say that the numerator are identical. Let's take an illustrative example and see how we can find the constant value of a and b. So we have a 6 all over x plus 3 times x minus 3. So we are to split up this fraction or decompose this fraction. So first we are going to express this fraction as, we have this to be x plus 3 plus x minus 3. So we call the numerator a and call this b. They are constants. So here, if we multiply the both side of the expression by the denominator, x plus 3 times x minus 3, here we also have to be x plus 3 times x minus 3. First, you notice that this is gone, and at the left hand side we are left with 6. Okay, and here when we take this expression and multiply it by this, we are going to be left with x minus 3 because x plus 3 is gone. So here we are going to have a times x minus 3 plus, also when you take this denominator and multiply it by the term b, x minus 3 is gone, we are left with x plus 3. So we are going to have b times x plus 3. Now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to try to eliminate one of the terms. So we can do that by choosing a certain value of x that will eliminate one of the terms. So if we say that at x equals to minus 3, we are going to have 6 equals to a into bracket minus 3 plus b into bracket minus 3 plus 3. So here we are going to have minus 3 plus 3 is 0, and minus 3 is minus 6. So we are going to have a 6 equals to minus 6a. And when we divide through by minus 6, we are going to have a to be equals to negative 1. Let's also find for b. Okay, solving for b, we can say that at x, also at x equals to positive 3, we are going to have 6 equals to a into bracket 3 minus 3 plus b into bracket 3 plus 3. So here this was 3 minus 3 is 0, 0, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So we are going to have 6 equals to 6b. 6 times b will give us 6b. And when we divide both sides of this equation by 6, we are going to have b equals to positive 1. So let's go ahead and substitute the value of b and a into this expression. So we are going to have that this fraction 6 all divided by x plus 3 times x minus 3 can be decomposed into, since a is -1 and b is +1, I prefer bringing the term b first. So I'm going to have here to be 1 all over x minus 3, which is the denominator for b, and here will be -1 all over x plus 3, which is the denominator of a. So this fraction can be split up into this fraction. I also want you to try solving the right hand side of this fraction and see if you can arrive at this expression. Let's also take another illustrative example. 3x plus 1 all divided by x plus 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 3. This can be split up. Now looking at this fraction is the sum of 3 separate fractions. So splitting up this fraction, we are going to have here to be a all over the first factor, which is x plus 2, plus b all over x plus 1, plus c all over x minus 3. A, B, C are constant to be determined. Now, if we take this denominator and multiply it through by the expression on the left hand side, we are going to be left with 3x plus 1, and on the right hand side this will be gone. Look at this, is x plus 2, so x plus 2 will be done away with, so we are going to be left with x plus 1 times x minus 3. So this will be a times x plus 1 times x minus 3. For b, we are also going to have, then we're multiplying this term by this denominator. X plus 1 is gone. What we are left with is x plus 2 times x minus 3. Also for c, we are going to have x minus 3 will be gone, and this we are going to have x plus 2 times x plus 1. Alright, so now let's think of a value that can eliminate two of these terms so that we can find one of the terms. If I choose x to be -1, this term will be done away with, and this c here, this is c, okay, this is c, will be also done away with. So let's say that when x equals to -1, we are going to have 3 times -1 plus 1 equals to a into bracket -1 plus 1 times -1 minus 3 plus b into bracket -1 plus 2 times -1 minus 3 plus c into bracket -1 plus 2, so sorry, this is c, and times -1 plus 1. Okay, so here we have -1 plus 1, which is 0, and -1 minus 3 give us -4. -1 plus 2, this will be +1, and -1 minus 3 will give us -4. Here will give us +1, and here will be 0. Okay, let's say this will be -3 plus 1 will give us -2. So this we are going to have here to be -2 equals to, this is gone, 0, and because 0 times any number is 0, and here also is gone. So basically we are left with 1 times minus 4 times b, and this will be minus 4b. Solving for b, we are going to have b equals to minus 2 all divided by minus 4, and here b will give us positive 1 over 2. Okay, now let's also solve for the a. Okay, let's see what can we do to eliminate other term and why we solve for a. Let's think of when x equals to positive 2. Okay, now let's see when s equals to minus 2, sorry, because if you put minus 2 here, this term will become 0 and this also will be gone. All right, so here we are going to have 3 times minus 2 plus 1 equals to, here we have a into bracket minus 2 plus 1 times minus 2 minus 3 plus b into bracket minus 2 plus 2 times minus 2 minus 3, and here plus c into bracket minus 2 plus 2 times minus 2 plus 1. Right, so here this will be 3 times minus 2 will give us minus 6, and minus 6 plus 1 will give us minus 5. Here we have minus 2 plus 1 give us minus 1, and here will be minus 2 minus 3, which is minus 5. All right, then here we are going to have 0. Minus 2 plus 2 is 0, and this will be minus 5. Minus 2 plus 2 is 0, and this is minus 2 plus 1, which is minus 1. So what we are going to have here is going to be minus 5 minus 5 equals to minus 1 times minus 5 will give us positive 5. So we are going to have 5a. Then solving for a is going to give us minus 5 divided by positive 5, which is going to give us minus 1. We have found the value of b, and we have also found the value of a. Let's go ahead and find the value of c. Now from the expression given 3x plus 1 equals to all the expression here, let's think of a value that will eliminate a and b so that we can find c. If I take x equals to positive 3, a and b will be gone. So let's say that when x equals to positive 3, we are going to have here to be 3 times 3 plus 1 equals to a into bracket 3 plus 1 times 3 minus 3 plus b into bracket 3 plus 2 times 3 minus 3 plus c into bracket 3 plus 2 times 3 plus 1. Okay, now let's see here. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 will give us 10. Here we have 3 plus 1 is 3, so this will be 3 and this will be times 0, and here will be 5 and this will be times 0. Here will be 5 and this will be times 4. Okay, so here we are going to have 10 equals to a, this is 0, 3 times 0 is 0 times a 0, and so basically a and b is gone. So we are left with 5 times 4, which is 20, so this will be 20c. Dividing through by 20, we are going to have c equals to 1 over 2. So let's go ahead and substitute the value of a, b, c into the given expression. Okay, so c is 1 over 2, b is equals to, what do we have b to be? 1 over 2, and a is minus 1. So this will be 1 over 2, and a is equals to minus 1. So from the given fraction, we are having 3x plus 1 all divided by x plus 1. Okay, this was x plus 2, sorry, times x plus 1 times x minus 3 can be split up into the fraction. A is minus 1, so I would prefer bringing it in. Let's start with b. B is 1 over 2, so this will be 1 over, the denominator of b is x plus 1, so this will be 2 times x plus 1 plus c. C is 1 over 2, and the denominator of c is x minus 3, so this will be 2 times x minus 3 minus the value of a, which is minus 1, and the denominator of a is x plus 2. So this is how we can decompose this fraction into partial fraction. Now let's take the last one for this section. X minus 1 all divided by 3x squared minus 11x plus 10. When we factorize the denominator of this expression, so this is a quadratic expression, we are going to have it to be, this will be x minus 1 all divided by 3x minus 5 times x minus 2. So this is the fraction we are going to decompose into partial fraction. So here we are going to say that x minus 1 all over 3x minus 5 times x minus 2 will be expressed as a all over 3x minus 5 plus b all over x minus 2. So if you take this denominator and multiply it by this term, we are going to have x minus 1 equals to, if you multiply the denominator by this term, that is the common denominator, I mean, by the term a, we are going to have a times x minus 2 plus b. Also, when you multiply the common denominator by the term b, we're also going to have b times 3x minus 5. All right, so let's see, if we choose the value of x to be positive 2, we will be able to eliminate a and solve for b. So let's say when x equals to positive 2, we are going to have it to be 2 minus 1 equals to a into bracket 2 minus 2 plus b into bracket 3 times 2 minus 5. So here we are going to have it to be positive 1, and 2 minus 2 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6, and this will be 6 minus 5, which is equals to positive 1. So we are going to have 1 equals to 1 times b is going to give us b. So therefore we can say that the value of b is equals to 1. Now, when you look at this expression, thinking of a value of x that will eliminate b is almost impossible. So what we are going to do is to expand this expression. Expanding the expression, we are going to have here to be x minus 1 equals to a times x will give us ax, and a times minus 2 will give us minus 2a. So basically what we are doing is to take a multiplied by this term, a multiplied by this term, and the same thing for b and this. So for b, we are going to have here to be 3x times b will give us positive 3bx. So this will be plus 3bx, and b times minus 5 is going to give us minus 5b. Now grouping like terms, we are going to have x minus 1 equals to a plus 3b x, and this will be minus 2a minus 5b. all right, so let's see, the next thing we are going to do is to equate their corresponding coefficient. Equating their corresponding coefficient, we are going to have a plus 3b equals to 1. So the coefficient of x in the left hand side is 1. all right, and let's call this equation 1. And here we can also say that this will be minus 2a minus 5b is equals to minus 1. Call this equation 2. But from equation 1, where we have a plus 3b equals to 1, remember we have found the value of b, and the value of b is 1. So we are going to have a plus 3 equals to 1. So this means that a will be equals to 1 minus 3. Then we can say that a is equals to minus 2. Okay, so here we are going to substitute the value of a and b into this expression, right? So this is going to be x minus 1 all over 3x minus 5 times x minus 2. This is going to be equals to, so since I have the value of a to be negative, I prefer bringing the value of b first, which is positive. So I'm going to have 1 over, the denominator is x minus 2 minus 2, which is the value of a, and the denominator is 3x minus 5. You can please pause the video, write down the question, and see if you can come out with the result, or you'll be able to determine the value of a and b. Also try to simplify the fraction at the right hand side and see if you will arrive at the fraction on the left hand side. In the next lesson, we are going to look at partial fraction with quadratic factor denominator. See you.